up guys and welcome back, I am F and Hate It. In today's video, we're going to be going over some tips and tricks for you in Breachers. I'm going to be going over things like aiming, your loadouts, gadgets, both defense and offense. I'm going to show you how to throw with your offhand. We'll take you through a crash course on rappelling and the things that I do in order to utilize it to its fullest. And of course, how to utilize your sound to pinpoint where enemies are. But before we get into that, today's sponsor is VR Rock. VR Rock makes prescription lenses for all VR headsets. So if you're wearing glasses in VR, you've probably ran across either scratching your glasses or your lenses to your headset. This can eliminate that all in one, and also they have an ease of installation. I got them with the blue light and the anti-glare because after I was looking around on the blue light thing, I didn't realize that was even a thing, to be honest. Research was showing that the longer you stare into blue light and devices and things like that, it can actually cause issues. But contrary to that, I actually found another article that was going against that, saying that there's no physical science to it. Either way, I got the blue light blocker just to be safe, just to be on the safe side, because, you know, if you're getting prescription lenses anyways, why not go the little bit extra to make sure that your eyes are still safe? I mean, you only get 2 in your lifetime, right? I don't think VR comes in Braille form. So with VR Rock, you don't even have to have a Quest 2. They have them for PlayStation VR 2 as well, and a bunch of other headsets I didn't even know existed. So the link is in the description. I'm also going to pin it in the comments as well. Now let's get back to some breachers. I get a lot of questions on aiming, and honestly the best place to practice would be the gun range. Practice on gold though, because the targets actually move. Whenever I'm aiming, I tend to have my offhand positioned farther out because it does help me tweak in the aim just a little more. Whenever it's closer, I do bring the hand closer to my face because then I can actually pivot the aim a lot faster in those instances that you need to move the gun quicker. So you can honestly say my aim is very trombone-like. For anybody who needs it, if you go into the comfort settings, you have your weapon angle you can change. You can adjust that if you're used to different angles from different shooters. And your virtual stock, on your virtual stock, you do have a offset right here, which it helps adjust your offhand. So the virtual stock, what it does is it pretty much eliminates all turning, pivoting from the back arm. That way you can just keep it still, hold it up against you, or however you want to go about it, and you can use the front hand to do your aiming. This slider offsets the influence your front arm has with it. So there's 2 teams. You have the Revolters and you have the Enforcers. The Enforcers, blue, they're the attackers. They're my favorite team. I love attacking. So here we are in the pistol round. Usually what I end up doing is I'll get a Cyclone, add a red dot, toss it on the ground, get the Jesper, go ahead and add a heal, and boom, my loadout is over. If you're going economic though, this is not the way. This is to try to get you to survive and get enough money to get an Omen and then climb up through the board. If you get enough kills, you can go right into the Vezin. It depends. If you're going economic though, maybe have a friendly hold the Jesper and you can get another Jesper. That way you have 2 of them. We're not going to put anything on here because we're going economic. So I'm going to go over the SMG build out real quick. This is usually what I do: suppressor, extended mag, and the front grip. I can handle the iron sights. Some people cannot. These iron sights are okay with me. It's the other ones I can't handle. When it comes to the rifle, the Vezin is where it's at for me personally. If you use a semi-auto, you're going to love the Cadillo. This is like 2 tap to the body, 1 tap to the head. The rule right here is like a 2 tap to the head and about 3 or 4 to the body. The Vezin, 1 tap to the head, 2 to 3 to the body. Marui, this one is great for penetration and fall off damage. It is 1 shot to the head, has a slower fire rate than the Vezin. The Vezin still gets the job done and I think is the best buy here. Even though it's the same cost, it's the faster fire rate. Now on the Enforcer side, these bottom gadgets are the ones that are different from the Revolters. We all have the frag, smoke, incendiary, healing syringe, but they don't have the breaching foam, flashbang, the cloaking, or the drone. Just like any gadget, you're going to want to trigger it before you use it. Hit trigger and then throw it off. That little click right there is the sound you want. There's 2 methods that I see people use the drones. The drone's going to go out and ping somebody and then you can quick peek and kill them. Or the drone can go out there, ping somebody and just kind of fly around and they're going to be shooting at the drone because they don't want to get pinged, and then you can come around and shoot the distracted enemy. Either or is great. The other method is where you just go out there and you figure out where all the enemies are, ping them, and then lead your crew in, but that leaves time for the enemies to move, you know what I mean? So they could go and reposition themselves because they heard the drone, they got pinged by it, they want to reposition. Heal syringe, you can use it twice in 1 round. There's a long cool-off period. When it's yellow, you can use it. When it's red, you can't use it. You'll hear a little sound whenever it's ready for you. Cloaking. The slower you move, the more invisible you are, and the faster you move, the more visible you are. You can use this 3 times per round. There is no cooldown on it. Also, if you keep this on you, you can carry it over to the next round. So if you keep your heal syringe, your breaching foam, and your cloaking device, if you keep all of those are reusable in the next round. These flashbangs are for line of sight. So you don't want to flashbang yourself. The moment it hits the ground is when it gets triggered. This is, oof. You can also flashbang your friendlies, so, I mean, you can always do some trolling if you want, but everybody's gonna hate you. So if you have an obstacle between you and the flashbang, it'll block it. Turning away doesn't seem to really work. I think you gotta be a full 180 away from it, to be honest. I've had it work on some cases, in other cases it hasn't. It's kind of unreliable, to be honest. The grenades are kind of difficult. Actually, all of the items here are kind of difficult to throw. You can see that I always use my left hand with them. I adapted a way to use my left hand because that way I can always shoot with my right. Even just getting that one shot in there with this, if you just kind of pepper it, if you're accurate enough, you can stop people. You can kill them. With the left hand, what I can do is I punch and I let go of it, and that's how I am, I guess, precise with it. I've learned how to use it. So you always got to trigger it beforehand, but just for this, I'm not going to trigger it. You just throw it, and there you go. You can see that. Oh my god. Oh, there it is. It just shit out a grenade. Like a little Pez dispenser. I do recommend just kind of throwing it up against items and catching it so you can get used to it. You cannot cook the grenade. You see it's red right here? It is not cooking. Only when you let go, then it's going. You can pick it up and it disarms it. You cannot do that to an enemy grenade, by the way. I have tried. It doesn't work. If your friendly throws a grenade at you, you can just grab it and keep it. If you throw it and you know it's not going where you want it to, you can pick it up, keep it, you're good to go. So the same tactics are used with the flashbangs. The only issue with flashbangs, you can't pick them back up. The moment they hit the ground is when they start triggering. What you're going to want to do is bounce them off a wall while they're going up. That way it catches all of the area. Just when it's up, it's at its highest potential. So if you just stick them to the roof pretty much, bounce them up and at the roof, then the flashbangs will go off and blind everybody in that room. When it comes to the foam, you can use this 3 times. Now it's only on these walls right here. You can use them on hatches. You can also do it from underneath. So it's obvious what they are used for, but what other people like to do is use them as flanks. You can blow up the wall on one side and use that element of surprise to take out the enemy on the other side. Now we have some defense you can always purchase and throw them onto the ground. That way everybody can pick stuff up. I mean, if you're just a big baller and you're just dropping everybody like that, and you can afford that dollar right there, do it. But for recording purposes, let me explain some things. When it comes to roping off your bomb sites, I always try to keep one where it's heavily, like, everybody always comes through here. They always come through. They're going to be blasting you through this wall right here because you can wall bang those, or they're going to be coming through here. They also rip these. It's highly visible over here. I do try to throw up one of these if I can. It's just the best I can do. Also, you want to catch them in the action of it. You know if they're going to be coming from here or over there. Either way, slapping one of these up underneath here works well. I do want to hit the other side. I hear them coming from here, so this is probably going to work out right here. Another thing you want to do, you know they rip these walls. You can always try to throw this in front of it, but the problem with that is the moment they shoot the middle of that right into the white spot, it's over. It's broken. So if they rip it and they're standing near it, they can shoot it. But, you know, this helps because most of the time people try to dodge it. I will mention you can put a door blocker in a window, but the enemy can just punch it out, which can be successful. Most of the time you can just have somebody jump out another window and shoot them down while they're doing it. You really got to feel your lobby out on this one, because if you're going up against a competitive player or even a competitive group, this will not be working. Now let's go over a little bit of the rappel tactics here. If you squat in real life while you're on the rappel, it helps make you a smaller target. And you can shoot toes from here. This works great. Usually people are always nosy about, how did this guy die? Let's go take a look. You know what I mean? And then you just like start blasting away at their feet. Also, you can swing through the windows by pressing the crouch button. This always catches your enemy off guard. So when you're walking around, you can hear that, right? You heard him, right? That's the whole point right here. So I wanted you to hear them. You need headphones, that way you can hear everything. Headphones help. Crouch walking helps. Now you hear this guy stomping around back here. He's about to come around this corner. Now he's a dead guy. Dead bot. Same thing here. Another one coming around. No? We got 17 seconds, so. Bounce them off things. Grenades are great. The sound effects are really underrated here because you can tell what surfaces they are walking on and the direction they are coming from. Like right here, I know this guy is walking on wood. He hasn't hit the carpet yet. I know the map a little bit, so I know he's got to be right around this corner. The maps do take time for you to learn, but the only thing I can really offer is using the environment to protect you. Just trying to shelter everything from your body. Any little piece works. You can hide behind like the cameras and things like that, but like right here, we're actually get behind the boxes and kind of reach around to shoot. Definitely hiding behind objects and leaning. Just like if you look down, you can see that square. That is where your point of pivot is. So I can kind of lean over here. My feet might be sticking out, I don't quite know. But if I kind of walk over here, you can't go too far. It eventually stops you from moving. So it's good just to kind of lean because then it'll be like pretty much just your head, maybe some shoulder. Protecting yourself as well, like back here, hiding. It shelters it off to where you can just pop up and shoot. So I hope the tips and tricks help. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out till then.